He's terrible. Hey everyone, welcome to the top 10 list. Welcome to my top 10 worst Raja Gosnell movies. Yes, to celebrate the movie Show Dogs, bash the movie Show Dogs, and yeah, because of that movie coming out, I thought I'd just talk about Raja Gosnell. Raja Gosnell directed Show Dogs, and he's done a lot of bad movies. Well, all his movies suck. And he's made 10 movies, so it qualifies for our top 10 list. So, top 10 worst Raja Gosnell movies. So, yeah. Do I have to do this? Apparently. Let's get to it. Here's my top 10 worst Raja Gosnell movies, in my opinion. Again, if you like some of his movies, or one or two of them, that's fine, but I don't like any of them, so let's get to it. Coming in at number 10 is his only romantic comedy, Never Been Kissed. Never Been Kissed came out in the 90s. Fun fact, I saw this movie in theaters. Don't ask why, but I did. It's not that bad, really. It's not a good movie, so it qualifies to be on the worst list because it's not a good movie, but it's not that bad. Drew Barrymore is fine. David Arquette is fine, but the idea is pretty absurd. This, 20-something-year-old, reporter. She has to go back to high school to do a report on high school students, and it's just a weird premise, a weird idea, and God, these characters are such horribly written characters, and the movie is not funny. That's the big thing. The movie needed to be funny, and it's not funny. It tries to be very serious a lot of times, and it doesn't work. When you're sending someone back to high school, and they're, older and stuff, make it funny, like 21 Jump Street and stuff. Make it funny, make it work. Don't make it stupid and ridiculous like Underclassmen. Make it funny, like a 21 Jump Street and stuff. Make it enjoyable. This movie wasn't funny. It had a lot of douchey, unlikable high school characters that I had to put up with for an hour and 40 minutes. Drew Barrymore tries, so is David Arquette. It's by no means an awful film, but it's not good. Coming in at number 9 is Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed. I actually talked about this pretty recently. Because Sarah Michelle Gellar, she's Daphne and stuff. This movie's written by James Gunn. There were some funny scenes in this movie. I give it that. There was some good production design to it. There is some decent comedy. There's also a lot of bad comedy and horrible direction in these actors. I can feel like they're trying, but they're not directed properly because Raja Gosnell doesn't know how to direct a film properly, so it's just awkward, and it has a shitty twist and has really absurd effects that they look bad even for 2000 standard, and yeah, it's not a good movie, and I get kids can enjoy it, and that's fine, but it's not good for everyone. It's just a lame kids movie. Coming in at number 8 is Scooby-Doo, the first one. Basically the same thing with this one. Scooby-Doo 2 is a little bit better. This one has the same issues, though. I get some of the actors are trying to be like the characters from the cartoon, from the Hanna-Barbera series. They're trying to be loyal and stuff with the characters. And that's the actors trying their best, but the direction is just so bad, and the writing is just kind of absurd. And the beginning, how it satirizes the show is kind of clever, but then it just goes downhill, again with a stupid twist with Scrappy-Doo being the villain. And Roman Atkinson, you had Mr. Bean himself, and he wasn't funny, and he wasn't used properly. And yeah, basically the production choose the scenery, the actors don't, which is very bad and a bad mistake. The action is also done pretty bad. The comedy was a little better in the second one, even though it wasn't even that good, but this one is just awkward, and it has some really weird and awkward scenes. It's not good. It's good for kids, but not for everyone. Coming in number 7 is Beverly Hills Chihuahua. My God. I think I've talked enough about talking dogs. Next movie. Coming in number 6 is Smurfs, The Lost Village. I just did a review of this actually last year. It's not that bad. The animation looks pretty fine. It's a little bit more loyal to the source of material than the fucking other ones and shit, but it's funny that Raja Gosnell did every fucking Smurf movie. My God, Jesus, give the Smurfs to someone else. I get, he listened to the audiences and be make Smurfs animated and don't set it in New York City with Neil Patrick Harris. That's just stupid. So I get that he listened with this one, but it's still a bad movie, and it still got really bad jokes. It tries to be more like the source material, but it still isn't that good. Coming in number 5 is Big Mama's House. Again, I saw this movie in theaters. It's not good. I'm not a fan. I'm not a Martin Lawrence fan. I don't think he's that funny. The movie Life with Eddie Murphy is a pretty good movie, but that's because of Eddie Murphy, not because of Martin Lawrence. Martin Lawrence is also a brief role in Do the Right Thing, so those are, I guess, his only good movies. I'm not a Bad Boys fan either, so like, I'm not a Martin Lawrence fan. I don't find him funny. I find him very irritating and stuff, and yeah, he's kind of annoying. This one, it's a man dressed up as a woman and stuff. He's a police officer. He's trying to find this criminal, so he goes to see the criminal's like girlfriend and dresses up like her grandmother because she's going to see her. And it's a Big Mama and stuff, and it's not that funny. Paul Giamatti is his partner in the movie, and yeah, he tries to make do with the script and stuff, and he gives a fine performance, but it's pretty irritating. Anthony Anderson, who can be very, very funny, like watch Blackish, that's a very funny show. He's not very funny in this movie. Martin Lawrence is not very funny. He has no chemistry with Nia Long in the film. It's not a good movie, by no means. The sequels were fucking garbage, but this one was still pretty bad. Coming in number 4 is Show Dogs. To the review of this movie, I'll leave the link down below, even though there's not much of a review. It's just me saying, fuck this movie. All these 4 films I'm about to talk about, they're all 4 equally shit films, so the order can change for all 4 of these films I'm about to talk about. They're all fucking terrible. But yeah, Show Dogs I just recently saw, so it's only number 4 because, again, I just saw it. I've seen these movies like a couple times, and they're fucking garbage the more times I watch them. This one I probably won't watch again, and yeah, just final fuck you to this movie. Coming in number 3 is Home Alone 3. Home Alone 3 is an absolute disgrace to the Home Alone franchise, and that's coming from a franchise that has 5 goddamn movies. Why is there? Why did they keep going after Home Alone 2 Lost in New York, which wasn't even that great of a film to begin with, but it was at least entertaining and had a really awesome Tim Curry performance. This one is not good. The fact that it was written by John Hughes is, I don't know what kind of drugs he was on writing this goddamn movie, but it's awful. And it's horribly directed. It has a shitty lead character, a waste of a Scarlett Johansson. She's very young in this movie, but my god, she'd move on to do better things, but this movie's bad. The criminals in this movie are just stupid, and the traps, they're more like death traps and stuff. And I get Home Alone, the traps were ridiculous, but they're even more ridiculous in this movie. It's almost like a spy movie as well, and just it's so absurd, and you just don't give a shit about these characters. And the funniest thing is, in the Home Alone movies, Kevin gets left home alone, that's the whole movie. But in this one, they leave this kid home alone like 5 times. I'm like, what? Worst parents ever. But yeah, this movie is it's garbage. Coming in number 2 is The Smurfs. The Smurfs is fucking stupid. Oh my god, I don't know what Hank Azaria was thinking of being Gargamel. Oh, he's awful in this movie. Yes, it's the CGI Smurfs, and they go to New York City, and then Gargamel and his CGI cat follows them. A lot of product placement, Sony product placement all over the place. It has NPH. NPH, love NPH. He's awful in this movie, though. Everything about this movie's awful. Everything about this movie just screams cash grab. Not even children would like this movie, but it's so dumb and stupid. The effects are just so laughably awful, and the jokes are so forced and just painful to watch. It's absurd. I hate this movie, so yeah. Next. And the number 1 worst Raja Gosnell movie is Smurfs 2. It's obviously Smurfs 2. The first one was a cash grab, full product placement, bad acting, and bad jokes. This one just amps it up to 11. It's double the bad jokes, double the bad CGI, double the bad storytelling. Everything's just amped up, and it's fucking horrendous to watch. It is like a train wreck on the screen. It's fucking atrocious. Let's make Smurfette a villain. We'll bring in new characters who are even more unlikable, and more unfunny, and more ridiculous to watch. Everything about this franchise, and everything about Raja Gosnell's movies, fuck them. So yeah, that's my top 10 worst Raja Gosnell movies in my opinion, and probably in everyone's opinion. Maybe not the order, but We all can agree he's a shitty filmmaker. Say in the comment section below, please tell me what is your least favorite Raja Gosnell movie in your opinion. Comment below, let me know. And as always for this video, please like, subscribe to this channel, and join the dark side.